It is late evening and you're scrolling through Pinterest. You should be long asleep, but for some reason inspiration always strikes at midnight, doesn't it? The next D&C session is soon, and hell, the art on Pinterest is really good and also cute. I mean, look at that. Whatever this is. And then you find one or more fresh, cool designs of characters you feel fit into the world of your players. But how do you turn these characters into actual characters? I have an idea, a way, so to speak, to turn any character idea or inspiration into an actually usable character, NPC or PC, with depth that you can use. And the best thing about it, it takes less than 5 minutes to do so. So even if you're scramming because you put off your DM work till half an hour before your players arrive demanding to see what you cooked up, it's plenty of time to create something cool and engaging. Let's begin. For the first part, straightforward, we're gonna create a character matrix. We're gonna do NPC, motivation, defining strength, defining weakness, and quirks. Now what do each of these mean? In the NPC section, we'll put at least a picture and name of the character for basic info. Now, even though I said character, this isn't actually character, it's characteristics. All observable qualities, looks, sexuality, occupation, etc. you may also put there. It is the first thing your PCs will notice and how you'll describe the character to them on a surface level. For example, this is Florin. Florin is a human and they work as a minimum wage barista at a local coffee shop called Buckstar. I'm just gonna assume that I put like a picture here with movie magic. Makes me also be able to do this. Ooh. Then comes the heart of the actual character of the NPC. The motivation. Why does he, she, it, they, flump do what they do? What do they hope to achieve? And if they already have it, what do they do to preserve it? When there is a decision, this must be the basis the answer grows on. If your major NPCs don't have motivations, making decisions on their behalf will become much harder and at the very least quite inconsistent with time. Florin has a curiosity for criminals and what makes them tick. Their mundane everyday life means that they need to find thrills elsewhere. And what is more thrilling than the bad? The actions and feelings of someone or something that does things that clearly feel unnatural. Now, what qualifies our NPC to pursue this? What are their defining strengths? And don't put martial arts or magical prowess there, because that's just an easy scapegoat to not think about real strengths. Florin is a bit weird, but that doesn't mean that they don't have nice characteristics and strengths. They have a positive attitude towards pretty much anything, serving customers with a real smile no matter how tough it gets. Additionally, they are also extremely book smart, often reading krimis and spicy YA novels, even writing some themselves. They devour information like no other. En contraire, we have the defining weakness. And I don't mean lactose intolerance or hot androgynous emotionally mature bisexual elves with scars looking at you, every D&D player ever. In the best cases, they are not random but correlated to the strengths. Find the trade-off for each one. Now Florin is a pretty cool character already with a lot of strengths, but that doesn't mean that they are invincible. No, they have quite a lot of weird ticky pickies that you can nick. For example, no sense of danger. They're so nice that they're kind of always giving the benefit of the doubt and assuming the best of people, and no doubt that is gonna get them in trouble eventually. It also doesn't help that they only spend time reading books. Florin often forgets time, is straight up late to pretty much anything, and sometimes even forgets to really live their life. Weaknesses and strengths together build character dimension. The contradiction that results from it is what makes them interesting. A generous gambler who gives to the poor a la Robin Hood, combining greed and generosity. A priest working as an undercover spy, combining honesty and deceit. Or even an ancient inventor looking to the future with a traditional viewpoint. These are only one-dimensional characters, and yet they are captive. They make people want to find out more about them, pierce their veil, and get to the juicy core of the NPCs, their motivation. In our case, our character would be considered two-dimensional. How would this play out in a story?
Let's say Florin is in our D&D session. They befriend our players in a local tavern, talking about books and everything in between. Our party members are in search of a powerful assassin. Our bookworm provides them with help while geeking out over this monstrous enemy, this real criminal. And then what do? It can't be that dangerous if other adventurers are also looking for them, or at least that's what Florin thinks. Promptly they get kidnapped and are now a hostage for the assassin to use and lure the party out.
What this does is create a natural flow where things happen not just because you need them to or the PCs do something, but because you know your characters and how they'd act. It makes the world feel so much more alive, your characters much more distinguished from each other, and it gives the players so much more choice on how to interact with them. Now it's time for something sweet. Quirks. The dessert of character creation. The little things you get to attach to your characters that make them that much more unique. It can be a tick, a habit, or something they wear. There are no limitations. Do what you feel is right for your characters. For example, I once made a Chronomancer tournament host. He collects clocks. Decorated his house with hundreds of them from all over the world. It's just a little something to spice up your NPCs that might hint at who they are and where they've been, maybe even at their backstory.
Now we've already discussed that Florin is trying their hand at writing their own YA novels and other stuff. For that they keep a little notebook on them at all times. Though the name on the notebook is the one of a different person, one that is not really known to the party or anyone else. Whenever something interesting happens to Florin, they write that down in their book. And when they write things down, the letters glow just for a split second before fading into the book itself. Now Florin might be a little bit awkward, but one thing is certain, they would defend this little book with their very life.
What does this mean? You decide. Creativity knows no bounds. It could do and be literally anything. Anything you desire. Did you notice something? We didn't even use one word of backstory. You have a clear picture of a character we created in your head, and it didn't take us one bit of backstory about their parental issues or upbringing to do so. That's the power of character. And when we use our stories as catalysts for them, then the real fun begins. They evolve and become something even greater. If you're interested in more like this and additionally character dynamics, for example, also check out Lofort's video where he dissects Helluva boss characters and Yahtzee's Death Diary. That served as the original idea for the basis of this approach that I just told you about. Their videos are great, you should really go check them out. I really want to make one on character dynamics in D&D, as well as scene design, where you can find a way to use your NPCs to really deepen your players' relation to their characters through decisions and dilemma. Because the more emotional the relation between players and their characters are, the easier they find enjoyment in playing. And also, it makes it all the more fun to kill them one day. That's my time, see you soon!